I want to jump straight into this. I have been hearing a lot of rumors, and it's annoying I have to entertain these people, but I guess that's my job and that's what I do best. Let's make this exactly what we have called it, and this is the world's most honest Clipper review. I can't review every single Clipper on the planet. I would be here all night, but I will speak on what I believe are out there and being used for day-to-day use. I feel that's fair enough. You don't see anyone else doing this type of thing. And before anyone starts to attack me on this matter, I must say that I will view this from stats and facts and not emotion. We can't deny numbers. We can't deny what's on paper already. So I must be aware that if I was to get something wrong, I will be easily corrected. I feel that's fair to say. But a lot of you will say, oh, Toad, you're biased towards some of these Clippers. So I decided to have a Barber join me as he can give his opinion on this. So it's not just me. He doesn't want me to give his identity out. But let me know in the comments if you can guess who it is. Barber, you're live. Are you ready for this?
I'm hyped for this one. Let's do it.
Coming in with the first Clipper I want to review is the Magic Clip. This was probably one of the first cordless Clippers, and when it came out it was a decent Clipper, with a 2-hour runtime, with a 5,500 RPM. This is really disappointing as things have just gotten a lot better and more advanced. On a positive, I can say it was a great Clipper when it first came out. Apart from its hot blades and short battery life, if you got a good one, they worked good. But in 2024, it's way behind. I'm gonna give this a fair 5 out of 10 overall. Chris, what's your take?
All I can say is I made a lot of money from this Clipper back in the day. I won't get into details, but I owe this Clipper my life.
Well, that's weird, but we all know why. Moving on. Why don't you introduce the next Clipper, Chris?
I would be honored. So to be honest, I even preferred the Magic to this one, the Wahl Senior. This was a love-hate Clipper. The only problem was it felt like you were holding a dumbbell all day in work. It was so heavy.
Well, finally, I have found something I can agree with you on, bro. This Clipper was Wahl's power horse, and back in the day, everyone bigged this up so much. But as Chris just said, you would need to be on steroids to hold this all day. It was far too heavy. And with 70 minutes runtime with a maximum outage power of 6,000 RPM, this would not stand a chance in today's world against new age technology. I'm going to give this a fair 6.2 out of 10, and I think that's really fair. Before we continue, I want to mention that Tpob has now launched his new website in the USA, and you can find all his latest products for sale on tpobusa.com. So go check it out. I will have my discount code to give to all my subscribers before the end of the episode. So stay tuned. The next Clipper up had some hype, but I feel it was just down to promotion and false hype. If you agree or disagree, let me know. Coming in next is the BaByliss FX Clipper. For such a huge Clipper, its power is not as it would seem, running at 7,200 RPM now for a Clipper that's double the size of a regular Clipper. This shocks me. I have used these before and I feel they just got this one all wrong. 120 minutes runtime, you would think it could push more with its size. I feel this honestly deserves a 3 out of 10 for me. It's too bulky. And for that size, it should have something special, and it just doesn't have anything extra at all. The fact it's gold may have done it a lot of favors with sales, but that's about it. Chris, any thoughts?
I agree with you on this, but if you asked me this a few years ago, I would have been making so much money from this. I would have had to say, it's amazing. I feel when this fell off, I knew I was done. I'm surprised people still use this Clipper, and for the same reason as you, it's so big and bulky, it's hard to get nice detail on haircuts with it feeling like you're cutting hair with a baseball bat.
I'm starting to like you, Chris. You're making some solid points. I did want to review some style craft clippers, but I don't feel they deserve it, as they have not addressed clippers and trimmers going on fire. How can we even give an opinion on them? It wouldn't be fair. I would be lying to you all, and I can't do that, so for that reason, they will not make the cut. Chris, what clipper is next, bro?
Let me check. Oh yes, the Tpob Play Clipper. Now this is a real beauty. Even just how it looks is wonderful. I do wish I created something like that. But me ain't got that kind of intelligence. Ain't no way.
Let me tell you, Chris. The Play has got 2 speed settings, which the lower one is more powerful than the Magic and the Senior. The Play is equipped with constant torque technology, which sense blade resistance and revs up the motor speed, so the clipper will never drag or stall. With the higher speed at coming in at 7,500 RPM, and with that ACME motor and technology, it puts the play in a league of its own. And did I mention it has a 5-hour runtime? That's absolutely crazy, bro. It also comes with a Play XO fusion blade. I mean, this clipper keeps on giving. 5 clicking stretch lever arm opens up to a true number 1. It literally has everything. Chris, there is only one more thing left to do, and that is rate it.
I'll be honest with you, Toad. This is an elite clipper for sure. I'm too nervous about scoring it.
It's a 10 out of 10 all day long barbers. I would highly recommend you check this clipper out and see for yourself why Tpob is the fastest growing clipper brand in the world. Chris, have you got anything else to say on this?
There's a lot of competition out there, especially when it comes to clippers. It feels like every time you turn around, there's a new brand trying to make a name for itself. And don't get me wrong, variety is great, but with so many options, it's easy to get lost in the noise. And let's be honest, not all of them deliver what they promise. Personally, I've come to a point where I only recommend Tpob. Why? Because they've nailed it, delivering the best quality clippers at prices that make sense. That's something I really value, especially in a market where you often have to choose between high-end gear that breaks the bank or cheaper tools that just don't hold up. With Tpob, you get the perfect balance, and for me, that's what sets them apart.
You've hit the nail on the head with this. There's so much noise in the clipper market, and it's tough for barbers to figure out what's actually worth their time and money. I completely agree. Tpob stands out because they truly deliver the quality and value that barbers need without the hype or inflated prices. It's refreshing to see a brand that gets it. We'll definitely be speaking more loudly about what's going on in the barbering world from now on. Barbers deserve the truth and honesty when it comes to their tools, and it's so important to cut through the nonsense and keep things real. I did promise I would give my subscribers a discount code, and that's exactly what I will do. The other day, I checked out Tpob on the Clipped podcast, and if you haven't already, you need to. You can find it on YouTube. It's not just about clippers, it's about the truth behind the brands, the realities of the barbering world, and some really solid discussions with other like-minded barbers. It's refreshing to hear someone talk so openly about the industry, especially when a lot of people just avoid the tough conversations. But here's the thing. When you check it out, take a moment to read through some of the comments too. You'll see a mix, genuine feedback from people who appreciate the honesty, and then of course the usual hate. Spotting the difference is key. There are those who genuinely care about the craft, and then there are people who are just bitter, trying to bring anyone down for daring to voice their opinion. Honestly, I feel like Tpob is only now starting to make the massive impact the barbering world has needed for a long time. Everything being said is rooted in truth, and the changes we're seeing are proof of that. You can't argue with facts, and it's about time the industry faced them. If you liked today's episode, please hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment. Oh, and use code TOADLIQUOR for a nice discount on tpobusa.com. I'm out. Peace.